where the truth gets real. Faith and love, yeah, that's the deal. WC and Maria, bringing that glow. Tuesday nights is the show you gotta know.
Love ain't a moment, it's a movement we found. Beyond the vows, where the real talk sounds. From single to married, decades deep. Together we rise, where the promise is key.
Lessons in laughter, faith in the mix. Every story a bond, every challenge a fix.
SKST,
Tune in, don't be late.
7 p.m.
Band check.
Let's elevate. So come vibe with us. Take a
some kind of way. 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 You make me feel. You make me feel. Some kind of way. Some kind of way. Some kind of way. Yes. Whoa. Good evening. Good morning, depending on where you're watching this. Because if you're like in Germany, it would be like really late at night. But anyway, I digress. This is Beyond the Vows with W.C. Brown and, oh Lord, I forgot. So my baby, she is home tonight. She is really sick. She's got the flu, whatever, and it's not good. But she is going to be all right because I'm going to take care of her when I get home, okay? And I'm just going to keep that G-rated right now for this episode. And then the grandbabies, they're sick. She's sick. And my daughter's homesick. Anyway, so I'm going to be on my best behavior because I don't know if she's asleep or if she's watching. Honey, if you're watching, I'm going to be on my best behavior tonight. Okay. So we're here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. here at the SKST Radio Network, www.SKSradio.com. Check us out if you want to do a nice, wonderful podcast. And we're here, and we're in the festival season.
Yes.
Okay. We've got Christmas coming up. And they just, I'm gonna introduce y'all to my wonderful. I have another family member. I got my nephew here, and my soon-to-be niece is. She's on my niece already. Okay, so you know what we do here. So I'm gonna let them introduce themselves real quick, and then I'm gonna tell you about our sponsor.
I'm Kim, and I'm so excited to be here with you all tonight. Thank you for tuning in.
And I'm Antonio, and I feel the same way. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to do our thing,
A.K.A.
Trinity. Trinidad. I'm from a little island called Trinidad and Tobago. I try to kind of hide my accent sometimes, try to give it a little American fling, But, it's all good.
See, I'm trying to get the beard. I don't know why I cannot grow my beard. I've done everything. But anyway, listen, we want to thank, first of all, I want to shout out to our sponsor, deafchildhope.org, Deaf Child Hope International. And guys, these are children. I even have, outside of my Christmas tie, I've got my shirt on. These are our children. There are over 25 million children around the world who are in poverty. Not only are they in poverty, but they are deaf. Many of them have never had a conversation with anybody. And if you go to deafchildhope.org, you can sponsor one of our kids tonight, today, this evening, this morning, wherever you're watching. And look at the children that are on there, and they're so beautiful. They're so lovely that we have, Maria and I have a child in the Congo, and they send us letters and things like that. It is so, so great. So if you would do that, deafchildhope.org, go there today and sponsor a child. Sponsor a child. It'll change their life and it'll change your life. Okay? So anyway, what we want to here at Beyond the Vows, and this is our first couple that we've had on who are not married yet.
Well, we're glad we could grace you all with our presence.
So, guys, we've been talking about all our previous shows about how important it is to have premarital counseling, and not only premarital counseling, but counseling even after you get married. Because I always tell people, you don't have to have a difficult marriage to have counseling.
Right.
You can find some things that's good. Hey, let's find out why we're doing it so well. How do we continue to do that? Right. So first of all, tell us. First of all, how did y'all meet?
Do you want to tell them?
In Target. In Target.
Okay, y'all didn't really hear that Target because
we kind of knew. For me, I feel like we kind of ran into each other so many times.
We had crossed paths, but never
because of the people that we know, and it was always connected, but we never connected. But it was maybe a high and a bye, but never really connected to me.
But I'll tell you how we
met. Bring it.
So I was walking down the aisle, and I was pushing a cart and texting. He's coming in the door, and he sees me, and he sees a lady walking, so he's thinking we're going to clash when we get to the end of the aisle. So I go to halt because I could hear her, even though I couldn't see her. I'm texting, but I'm multitasking. So I go to stop, and he's standing watching because he's just waiting for us to collide. So then he says to me, if you wasn't on your phone, boo loving. And I never really looked up. I turned to go in the direction he was going because I was already going that way. So when I got behind him, I was like, what did you say? And
I had loose braids with a bun thing on the head.
Yeah,
looking real fly.
Yeah, them cornrows was nice. Cookie did that. But I went to ask him, what were you saying? And I was ready to do like the neck roll, like first of all.
Yeah. That's how y'all do.
So he turned around and he was like, what you say? And when I finally saw him, I was like, oh, like the neck roll, like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, this man is handsome. Like, I thought it, but I didn't want to show it. So I'm just like, oh, I was just going to say I wasn't about to hit him. Like, no neck roll, no nothing happened. And he just started talking to me and talking about God and COVID and all of that. And from there, like, the conversation just went on. We literally walked around the store, like, just talking, exchanged phone numbers, and he ain't wasting no time, like, calling me and stuff. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
What aisle were you in when you was there?
I was going past like the card section, and we were going to like healthcare, like the same healthy aisles or beauty aisles. Like we were going in that direction. So
Tony, what was your first impression of Kim?
I thought she was snatched, man. I thought she was already somebody's because the way she was looking in that phone, I was like, okay, she a pretty young lady. She fly.
You was gonna take your chance.
Actually, what was so funny about it was that I saw her. I thought she was beautiful. I was already, my mind was in a different place. And then I said, that's a pretty girl, and I said what I said, but I just turned the corner and kept pushing. She came up behind me with her little smile. Mouth was like, I guess she was going that direction too. But she ended up behind me, and that's how that happened. And I just was when she spoke, I could tell she was intelligent, and that's what kept the conversation going. I said, step into my office, walk and talk with me. What you got going on?
We walked and talked.
Yeah, we was talking, man. It was fun.
He even paid for some of my stuff. He paid for my not some. He paid for my card. So
well, you was really
putting it on heavy.
Boy, sugar daddy in the Target.
He was putting it on heavy.
Man.
Wow. So what's one thing we always ask about how people met? Because a lot of times and you'll learn this as you keep going on into a marriage, is when and I'm gonna jump all the way over to another point when there are disagreements, things like that, and you get to the point, I just can't stand him. She makes me so sick, and then when you get apart, that and I've done this, I go back to see how we met the first time. And when you go back in your mind and remember how you first met. A lot of times that could squelch a lot of stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Because I just said, remember, you know, what was her eyes like the first time I saw her? What was his expression when I saw him? What was he wearing? You know, and after a while, you just forget whatever you're beefing about, you know? So, but you all had some great questions. And so we talked a while ago about the 369 rule. Okay, have you ever heard of that?
I haven't.
The 369 rule says the first 3 months of marriage, okay, is the honeymoon stage. You know, that's the stage. Y'all know that. We talked about that. The honeymoon stage where everything is just, you know, really fresh and, oh boy, we just get it. Can't get enough of each other. Can't keep your hands off. You know, she bend over and you bend over and you already know what's going to happen. You're going to look behind you because you know he's going to be right there, you know,
we follow.
And that's that 3 month period. And that usually we say it's kind of a safe period. You know, you kind of almost like walking on eggshells because you're still trying to, figure out. And we have couples who have lived together. We have, you know what I'm saying? But then that marriage dynamic can really change, even though I know people who've lived together for years, you know. And then that 6 month, when that 6 month hit, all of a sudden we're starting to see things we didn't know we was going to see. And you'd be like, well, where was you hiding at? You know, like farting in the bed or snoring or any of that other stuff. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to, and even to the point where, did I make a mistake? You know, and you start thinking about it, you know, and then you get to the 9 months. The 9th month period is like, we made it through that 6 month period. Right. Okay. Now it's smooth sailing, you know, but remember, it's going to go right back to 6. Okay. Not back to 6. And so let me ask you this. What is your idea of marriage, Kim?
My idea of marriage, I don't expect perfection. I know it's work. Like any relationship is work, communication, honesty, transparency, all of those things. I don't expect a perfect person, but you know, I do expect the person to be 100% in, just like I'm 100% in. And I do understand that you're not going to always be at 100%. So that's where your partner comes in to cover you when you're not fully there, because it's going to be like that. So my expectations is, I do believe that there's beautiful marriages. I do believe that there's people who, you know, do what they need to so it can work and so they can be successful at it. So, you know, I just expect marriage to be the way the Bible says. The man loving the wife as Christ loving the church, the woman submitting herself to her husband. Like, that's my view on marriage.
Right. Now, the vows, when we get to the vows, to have and to hold from this day forward to you know, sickness and in health, that, you know, I think at those times that we really need to analyze each phrase, right? You know, and Google the commitment of what it says to have and to hold, which is property, right? Basically, but you're not considered like.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And in sickness and in health. Okay. Now the obeying part, I remember I went to a wedding and I was actually the musician playing. And when they got to the part says, do you promise to obey? And she was like, huh? In front of everybody. Yeah. We thought she was playing.
I think I saw that on something.
Yeah. And she's like, no, obey? Wait a minute now. I mean, I'm my own person, you know? So Antonio, what do you think? So you're two individuals. Okay. And what's your expectation of becoming one? And what does that oneness mean to you?
One, it's just like Kim said, the Bible said when a man and a woman get together, they become one. And that's just like saying, now in the Bible, she's becoming my helpmeet. I think a lot of people, they get confused with, in this time now, like, to me, a help me is not just about finance. And like they say, a lot of people breaking up nowadays because of finance, husband and wives. Right. But when you got a woman that's about God, that's developing and growing with you, you start to get more, what's the word? How can I say it? There's a peace there, like a peace. So for me, it's like a Proverbs 31 woman. You know, exactly what it says of becoming that one. That's the kind of woman you want to become one with.
Yes.
You know, not Tammy down the street.
And see, guys, they have what you're hearing is they have the perfect start to a marriage because you both acknowledge God, and you know what the Bible says about marriage, and that's what we've always talked about now. How the church talks about, you got to get married, better to marry than to burn and all this other stuff. But there's been a lack of focus on how to stay married, how to stay happy, how to stay committed. I always say the Bible talks about, forgive someone 7 times 70. Yeah.
Right.
What happens when 71 comes?
Yeah.
What do you do with that? So are there anybody whose marriages you've been just looking at?
Yes, I have.
I would say I do too. Like my pastor, I watch his Pastor Victor Johnson.
Shout out to Pastor Summer and Pastor
Summer.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. Those are the funniest. Vic, I love Vic.
them down. Okay.
You know Pastor Vic. That's good.
Vic and Summer, his daughter's been in my house.
Yeah. Wow.
Our daughter.
It's a small world because we did not know that.
Yeah. I went one time. I think they did something and they hit him in the face with a pie or something.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Yeah.
That was me.
And they pick at each other so much. I think it's so fun.
And I love it. They do it every Sunday, every Bible study. That's just them.
They're just real. Like he's one of the people that I look at, and I can honestly say it was my cousin. I was in Philly when I was younger, and he used to take me to church. I looked at his marriage and how he did with his wife, and I always said, man, I would love to be just like that. Like she was the feisty one. He was always calm. And I never saw him get out of character. I have get out of character, but it's just the way his growth was, the type of person he was. And I would always look at him like, man, he all right, man. He's a good person to look at.
Yeah.
And I love those marriages where they don't make it like it's all butterflies, it's all perfect. Like they're genuine and authentic and can tell you, hey, we've been through some things and this is how we can give you some tips on how to deal with this and that. I love raw and real.
Yeah. And like Sierra and Russell Wilson.
Well, I don't know.
They tight.
I don't believe they faking it, but
they tight. Yeah. You can see that they tight if you really pay attention.
Yeah, well, that and growing up, watching people not, those of us who weren't able to experience some of the perfect marriages, I always look at my parents, they divorced when I was 16 years old, and I watched an abusive relationship. Yeah, and we have to be intentional about not repeating things that we were not that we saw, but we're not taught.
Right.
It's one thing to see it, but it's another one to be taught.
Right.
Okay, of not what to do, of what not to do.
Yeah.
And it's been, and a lot of guys, can make a real excuse that, well, I didn't grow up with love. My dad didn't grow up telling us he loved us and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And for me, I know it wasn't until it really changed our relationship. But at 16 years old, I saw my dad hit my mama for the last time. And I remember taking a knife to his neck. I said, hit my mom one more time, one more kick.
And most of the time it's like that with the sons. Yeah.
With that. And to see my mother divorce and 4 months later remarry to this wonderful man who was a pastor. Oh, wow. Oh, it was great. It was great. It was. I was like, wait a minute, I don't understand that. Mm-hmm. But it was staying until he died.
Yeah.
But what was blessed me so much, and this is what I'm talking about, and this part talks about forgiveness. Mm-hmm. I remember my father calling my mother No, he called my stepfather. He said, I would like to come and take Cynthia out to dinner. And I'm thinking, and I'm hearing this afterwards, but if I had heard it then, I'd say, is he lost his mind? And my stepfather told him yes. Yeah. My dad drove all the way from Connecticut to Virginia, took my mother to dinner in Suffolk, got on his knees in front of the whole restaurant and apologized for his years of abuse. That changed our relationship. Yeah. And that brings me to, this whole thing of forgiveness, and I don't know, have y'all had any disagreements that,
We've had a lot of disagreement. And the thing with us is when we first met, like it was organic, like nothing was forced. It was just like a flow. Would you?
Yes, very much so. No, I was able to lay her lap and talk.
It just happened so naturally. Like we was just stuck together ever since we met. Like it wasn't even a day that we were really, apart. And the thing with us is we had a lot of people. Our issues was never really specifically, why didn't you take out the truck? It was nothing like that. It was outsiders bringing things in, causing confusion and conflict, telling lies, and not being able to let go. So that caused a lot of the friction with us. So we had so many disagreements about that. And, it was a matter of me not being able to let go. And I had questions and I'm like, no, because I need to know.
and me too. I'll take faults and stuff I did.
Yeah.
Because I was still cool with my exes. I thought they was cool. Let's being adults. You know what I'm saying? And until I realized I was trying to give this one, because I was going to get married before, to my old girlfriend, but it was a few comments. I mean, any relationship you get in, you're going to bring marriage up to any woman or a man you with, and that's the goal when you get in a relationship, is to become one. But everybody gets into a relationship and situationships, and then it starts to look like this. Hey, I feel like if you have a focused goal, like I told any girl I've ever dated, not much I have dated, but any girl I've dated, I always used to tell them, I said, look, my goal is I want to get married one day. My mother always told me, because I was modeling and, doing photo shoots, I'm traveling, and she might not always be by my side, but she's watching me. She instilled that in me. And she had me scared, and she would tell me about diseases. And when you go to this hotel, and I'm like 22 and 23, and she's still on my hump. They gonna
try to get you.
And she said, I don't want to see you on the news saying young man Antonio Stephen got a girl knocked up, pregnant, and now all your endorsements and everything you was about to get is going out the door. That's how she talking. But I always had people like, I had Latrice B. Carter talk to me like that. I had Pavar Snipe talk to me like that. Ken Williams talk to me like that. Mr. Kim Horton talk to me like that. They just were so, I did have blessed people around me. I did have people blessed around me to tell me those things. But out of all of them, my own dad told me too. My father, Lyndon Stephen. My mom is Allison Fernandez at the time. But she's a Smith now. But my mom I was living with my mother. So my mom just always was like, you get into that, you could cancel, And I just always took that and ran with it. So that's why I never brought her babies at a young age to her house and made her look bad or shameful. I know everybody make mistakes, but that was just a mistake I wasn't willing to go through.
Exactly. Well, it's just such a great thing to connect. Okay. One thing I know my wife talks about a lot is communication. And for guys, and not for all guys, but I know some guys, it may be hard to be transparent. And my wife used to use the word about being vulnerable, but vulnerable can be taken as a different way. I think we need to be emotionally available. Okay. What are you most emotional available about you when it comes to him?
Everything. I'm emotional available about everything. Like I'm big on communication. He can tell you it's honesty, it's transparency. And I think sometimes like when you're expecting that, it could come across like, oh, you're trying to control. Because that's something me and him, like, I'm honest. I don't have anything to hide. I'm an open book.
Right.
His thing is like, I don't want anyone, to control me. But to me, honesty and transparency is, hey, babe, I'm going here. I might be going for a while. Da da da. That's honesty and transparency. That's communication.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like, he feel like I don't have to tell you every step that I take. And I'm like, no, it's not that. Just communicate with me, So,
Right.
I'm definitely emotional available when it comes to him. Do you feel like I am? Like, I'll ask him.
Yes. She.
He
Sometimes
feel like I don't listen.
Sometimes I tell her, just calm down. Because I know the background. You got to understand, it's too, like, I'm an alpha male, as people always try to say, because I grew up, I'm the oldest. She's the oldest.
So
I always had to take care of my siblings. She always had to take care of my siblings. So we had this discussion, but I'm the one. Okay? You understand? And I think sometimes she get caught up in her head, and I be trying to tell her, yeah, I made mistakes. I'm not ashamed to say I made mistakes. I have. I got caught up in the mistakes, and she,
pop.
You enforce it.
And,
Yes.
but sometimes some people, like the outsiders, like she said, they can exaggerate something and say a person is
And
just,
don't want to see you. Like, I've honestly been with him.
it's like crazy,
I've
man.
never seen so many people not want to see somebody happy. Like, it is, I never knew it could get to that. I've been in relationships, but I've never known it could get to that extent. And honestly, do I feel like I was prepared for that? No, I was not. It was new to me. And the thing that if I look back and say, okay, Kim, how could you have responded to that?
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely wish, even at this big age, that I had used emotional intelligence in those situations, looking back, because back then I was ready, like, what? Like, and I just wish like I handled things a different way, because what I found out that people will do is they'll try to use a reaction or your reaction to something that happened and act like that's who you are, because you responded that way.
Gotcha.
But like I said, some of that stuff was like new to me. I was not used to the things I had to go through when it came to him. Most people probably would have walked away, and I'm sure he probably would have, but it was enough love there to keep us there.
And I have told her the stuff that was people was doing. I want to get to that. I ain't gonna put no names out there, but people was just bringing up things when I was 16 and 19 and telling her and making it like I'm doing this now. And it was just like unnecessary stuff. And I'm like, dude.
Well, I never cared about no 16 and 19.
Not really per se with her, but still people will try to put a bug there when you're not there. You understand what I'm saying? They try to put something in the air that's not the person I am now.
And like I told you, because Antonio is a very friendly or caring person, and where I believe that he went wrong was, okay, we do understand that there are, like, you can be friends and still be cordial with someone, but you can always tell, well, from my experience, you can tell the exes that are still interested and still have feelings. Some women will hold on and say, oh, we can be friends just to have a piece of you. And I've been in a situation where I was in that same situation, so I can identify it when I see it with another woman. It's not jealousy, it's not insecurity, you just know the outcome of it, so he was still trying to keep the friendships and stay cordial and things like that, and it just didn't. And that came from, with me, that came from before I met her. Everybody was cool, everybody was normal. You get what I'm saying? I was so shocked that the grown folks that's grown, even older than me, that was carrying on. They were just carrying on.
It is miserable,
because I got like I told Kim, I said, man, it's always something. Like I had a girl I was with. I could speak freely, right?
Yeah.
I had a girl I was with. I had a baby on me. I dealt with that hurt, that pain, and then it's like I think, like I told Kim, I think a lot of the girls I've dated, I told her before, I said, I think the moment when I say no to something, or like when I say I can't do something, everybody gets mad. So now if somebody want to go cheat, low-key do something that piss me, oh, don't call me, or I said I'll do it for you. If I say, hey, hold on, let me see what I can do for myself first, I'll get back to you. People just get in their feelings and they start to throw things out there when it was an easy conversation, or they get mad and I'm not going to call you for 2 weeks. What kind of relationship is that? Is it because I'm gullible at the time? You feel like, I needed you, is why and that's the kind of stuff I came dealing with.
Yeah.
And he also like always was transparent in the aspect of he felt like because of things he'd been through, those people were there. So he always felt like I owed them or I'm obligated.
Right.
So that was something that he was always very transparent. I'm like, why? Yeah. And he said, because when this happened, that person was there. And I also understand that. But when you're with somebody, to me, that's just what comes along with it. Like if you're with somebody, you're going to go through when you leave them, you no longer owe them anything because, you all were together.
They left me.
He felt, or they left him, but he felt like he still owed them something. And I'm like,
because they'll always be brought up. Oh, I did this for you. I did that for you.
Yeah, I went through that. I mean,
you did?
Looking at some of the exes. I've been married several times. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that really freed me, and I would put how Maria is the best thing that ever happened to me. And then I thought about it. My other exes, they weren't the problem.
Right.
I was the problem. And I actually called each one. And said, I know you may have seen this, but don't ever think that you were the problem. You was good. I was the problem, and that changed our dynamics. And but you said something that was so profound about difference between jealousy and insecurity. When you know, and there are a lot of females, and from what I'm hearing, that are insecure. And I can just tell you this. The basis of what you all have right now is the basis and the great foundation for a great marriage, a great godly marriage. First of all, you're under good leadership, and not just leadership. They are great examples, and I think that's just good. But you know what? We're going to go to commercial, and we're going to come back, and we're going to have some fun when we come back right here on Beyond the Vows.
Patrick Otema is 15 years old. He was born deaf, but in this remote region of northern Uganda, there are no schools for deaf children. In his whole life, Patrick's never had a conversation.
Hello. Good?
His father, Charles, looks after him. They are only able to communicate through very basic gestures.
Happy
holidays from the Cammie Grayson PR Agency and SKST Radio Network and Podcast Studios.
Happy holidays from the Cammie Grayson PR Agency and SKST Radio Network and Podcast Studios.
Hello, tune into Beyond the Vows tonight at 7 p.m. on SKST Radio Network TV.
All right, welcome back to Beyond the Vows with your host, W.C. Brown, and my wife, Maria Brown, who is homesick tonight. And baby, rub your feet and all that other stuff. But let me just tell you something. Things that get uncomfortable. So last night we're in bed. She's just cold, okay? So I got the blanket on. She says, honey, can you go get my coat? So she has this coat called the Bear. Okay, that's this big love girl. Put that on. I woke up about 2 o'clock in the morning. I was sweating. It was hotter than hot. And I'm like, I want to wake her up and tell her, where can we please turn that heater off?
Yes.
Can I put the fan on?
Yes.
But you know what? I suffered for her,
Well, you could have took it off for you. Like
I kicked off the cover.
I would have kicked it off my feet or something.
Oh my God, it was hot up in there. But anyway, but we're praying for you, honey, and the rest of our family. And also tonight, guys, I am with little heavy heart. Some of you know that we buried my oldest brother about 2 weeks ago. And today, my younger brother is on life support and steady going down. So that is with a heavy heart. But he knows that I'm always continue to do what I have to do.
Yeah, we're sending prayer his way for sure.
So we're going to have some fun. So I want you to see this. This is you're going to put this on. Now, do this right here. So hold that. Mm-hmm. And when it's ready to answer the question, you push that button. You put this on your nose. These are brand new. Okay. Nobody else has had them but you all.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Yes, because we're very disinfected here on the show. That's right. Okay. Okay, now let's take a test. Go ahead, push your button. No, you can't find it.
At the bottom.
Okay, now turn the buttons off. Mm-hmm. So we do something here called Explore Your Mate. Okay. So I'm going to ask a question, and of you about her, and then you about him. Okay. If you don't say anything, I mean, you can say you'll answer the question. If I ask you a question, and if you're right about what he says, then he's going to push his button.
Okay.
And if he's wrong, he's not. Okay. All right. First of all,
she pushed my button, I'll push hers, or not?
No, I'm gonna ask. So if I ask you her a question, and she answers it, if it's correct, you push your button.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. So, and this is something we always need to do. Explore your spouse. Because let me tell you something. For 12 years, I would give my wife this beautiful basket of lotions and creams and all that kind of stuff there. So last, you know what she tells me? She said, honey, please don't get me another one of them baskets. I don't like smelling like peach cobbler and all that stuff. I said, why you telling me this all these years? She said, because I knew it was in your heart, but I just couldn't take it no more.
And you don't want to seem ungrateful, but it's like sometimes you got to let them know.
Exactly. Okay. Kim.
Okay.
What is his favorite color?
Red. I was about to say he better push that button.
Okay. Antonio, what is Kim's favorite artist?
She like Wale.
I do like Wale.
Okay.
She always talk about Wale.
That's one of my favorite artists. Yeah.
She like a few of them, but I named one.
Okay. So, I had another one that was really, really funny. Okay. Kim, what are Antonio's pet peeves?
He don't like being questioned. He don't like being hot. What else? Another pet peeve. If he's trying to get, you have to push the button because I'm saying a lot of.
Oh yeah.
Do he push it all one or wait till I finish all of them?
I wait till you finish.
Okay, so he also doesn't like if he's working on something, he has tunnel vision and he don't like being bothered. Like when he's locked in, let him get it done.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Did you want to add something?
All right. Okay. So, this is good. Antonio, what food is she craving right now?
Steak. A piece of steak, redwood, the ribs. That's what she's into.
I do like redwood.
She do like.
I could eat that.
She do like wings. That's her go-to on the regular. Some good wings.
But redwood is something.
But lately she's been on her steak thing. Redwood and brisket.
Brisket.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Redwood has some good brisket.
Where's Redwood?
So they have one in Norfolk and then they have one in Suffolk off Bridge Road. But Redwood has the best.
Redwood. Oh my God.
Redwood
I've been there. The burnt ends.
The brisket. That's my absolutely favorite.
I was driving medical transport and I stopped by. I just passed by it. I was like, oh my God.
And if all their food is smoked, but it's very good.
It is so good. Okay. So, Antonio. No, we just went. You did you right?
He just did me.
Okay.
He just did me.
You did what I was thinking about.
Right. Okay. So, Kim, what is Antonio's biggest goal?
His biggest goal is he really wants to be successful. Like, he loves acting, he loves modeling, and that's what he's been doing all his life. And he kind of, like, I don't want to say fell back from it. He was still doing it, but to be an inspiration to get back on the screen and be able to do what he loves, that's one of his biggest goals at the moment. So all he needs is that one shot, and I know, like, he got it, like, for sure.
So you know what, y'all are good. Y'all are good. Okay, Antonio. If aliens came to Earth, what do you think they would find most interesting about Kim?
She gonna tell them pretty much. Hold up, y'all ain't about to do what we doing?
Go back.
Because she's with it. She's gonna be like asking questions. She's gonna try to talk to them and understand why y'all here. It's on and popping. If y'all do anything crazy, it's on and popping.
What would they find interesting? They would think
that she's a beautiful specimen.
Oh God. Well, yeah.
They're gonna know, but they're gonna like her personality. Because she whatever they're gonna do, she's gonna talk them out of doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I said, right? Whatever they're gonna do, she's gonna talk them out of it.
Wow. Okay. So, you take them all. That's a great game. You all did so well. So let's talk about really like my wife. Let me just say, my wife can be so deep. 2:00 in the morning, I'm knocked out sleep.
Yeah.
She'll wake up and she'll, William. I said, yeah, honey. What is the facts of life? I'm like, oh my God.
Whoa.
If you could tell your younger self something about what's going on, what would you have? If you knew that something that's going on, what would you tell your younger self?
One of the things that I would tell my younger self about now, and it's pertaining to anything, just with life, it's not going to all happen like right away. It's okay to take your time. You don't have to rush anything, and to also stay focused. That's something I would have told my younger self. Do not let anything distract you. Stay focused and, just take it a day at a time. Everything that doesn't have to come fast.
Tell you, your younger self.
This is a good one. I think I will tell my younger self, just where I've been in life, seeing things at a young age. I would have told my younger self to pretty much don't be so nice to everybody. And I'm not saying that in a way of like I want to be who I am as naturally a nice person to people, but just kind of know my peers, who was around me and why they were around me. Because when I got in a little bit of trouble at a time, I got to see who my real friends were, people I was there for, people that I helped, that kind of deal. Yeah. And it was a big deal when I got in trouble. So that's what I would tell my younger self. I would tell myself that personally, step back. You can't, because what I've learned in that experience, you can't be everybody's God. There's only one God. And what I have learned is that I was giving to people. I didn't care and try to take everybody with me. And I realized whatever happened, even the trouble I got into, whatever happened. But it also made me look at myself and say, well, hold up. Is that why God allowed that to happen? And I started to sit back and think and realize within myself, he might knew I had a big heart, but there were signs. I should have paid attention to those signs, because I was always the one calling people, asking people, hey, man, what you got going on? Because that's just who I am. Yeah. But when I got in trouble, I didn't see a lot of those people. It was like everybody parked me up, oh, you fell off. I like when people say stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, you fell off, or you know, and I'm just behind the scenes doing what I need to do, you know, and let it happen.
That's great. Yeah. So what are you guys looking forward most to marriage? I wait a minute. Haven't set a date yet?
I'll let him go first. No, not yet.
Okay.
But I'll let him go first. What are you looking for most?
Just a settlement. That's pretty much for me. It's like we spoke earlier. A man will become one. Just that's realness. You know, I just like purity. I told Kim, I said, we don't go to the club. We're not into all that. I'll sit at home, watch a movie, lay on the ground next to her, or she on the couch, doesn't matter. I'm just in a point where everything that's going on in the world now, I just want that peace of mind that for both of us. Someone I can just talk to as my best friend, and we laugh. We may have ups and downs because none of us are perfect. But at the end of the day, we have that respect for each other and gratitude.
Gotcha.
You know, that's really.
He does enjoy the simple things in life. He does.
You know, I just don't see. I think on that topic I was telling Kim earlier, I said, I think a lot of people in life, when people was coming to this, I said, I wonder, you know, people, he going to ask a crazy question. He going to ask it. And I told her, I said, you know, I watch couples on TV and all these different podcasts and social media. And I watch people talk about their relationship and this and that. And, oh, they was ready to get married or he married. But we watch so much people's relationships on social media. We don't know what the people got going on.
You don't.
You know, and a lot of them say they're keeping it real, but dude, we don't like how we talking on here. We don't let this happen. But half the time, a lot of people rush on social media and getting married and proposing to their girl or their men, whatever they do, and saying, not knowing that they done had 10 baby mamas somewhere and messed around and got born pregnant. Now she going to tell them, well, you better marry me. You better marry me. And they're looking real happy on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I tell Kim, I will never live my life off of social media. I want this to be like I want that. That's their experience.
Yeah. Total biblical principles, and that is, like I said, the catalyst. That's what all marriages, you know. And of course, not everybody is in the Word, you know. And I must say that we have an advantage,
right?
Because we know right from wrong.
They speak the word, but their tongues, their hearts are far from.
Or they say denying the power thereof. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that what you all have. Now let's talk about this. Safe words.
Safe words, like in a disagreement. Well, one of the things that we always agreed on is if it's getting too heavy, like let's table it. That's what we say. Like, let's table it.
Or we go to the PlayStation and throw on Mortal Kombat.
He like to go to the.
And we fighting up a Mortal Kombat game.
Wait a minute! I just got a new Xbox too.
Listen,
real, you hear that?
And another thing he used to want to do, which he can't do because I be getting mad and be ready to get for real. But he used to actually physically like, okay, let's put on the boxing gloves and go in the backyard and spar. And I would like he won't even sometimes have on the gloves. He'll just have them in his hand, and I'm ready, and he just smack. And I'm like, and I'm mad because it's like I'm trying to get a lick in, and he just tapping me up. So we don't do that anymore. So, you know.
I mean, I ain't tap her up like tap her up. I let her throw her hand. I just block her hand.
But I'm barely getting any hits.
Every time she throw her hand, I block it.
He's fast. He's very fast.
I'll put that out there.
You know, well, during those periods, and even it's trial and error kind of thing of knowing what works best.
Yeah.
You know, because you can disagree, but not be disagreeable.
Right.
You know, and I just feel like when you separate, you know, and the Bible talks about, you know, don't go to bed angry.
Right.
You know, be the way sin not. And how long? Let me ask you this: how long has it taken you at some point to get over an argument? Did you stew for a while? Or?
Well, I don't really hold nothing in. You know, she's a female, so I know they're being emotional. I don't really hold nothing in. I just still try to hug her and play with her after.
Well, it depends.
You know.
Do you accept
but then sometimes I go in the room and I'll just relax. So I'll go for my walk.
We
have a lot of work.
I feel like we get over arguments fast. Like we can.
Yeah.
It don't.
We just might not say much, but we right there. I still lay in the living room and watch a movie. Then I'll go on the chair and play with her.
Tempers or emotions is calmed down. It's like we come back and we'll try to have the conversation again about it. Because I don't like to sweep anything under the rug. I'm like, let's put this on the table. Let's handle this now. Right. Because if we don't, me knowing me, it's gonna come back up in the conversation again because it was just swept under the rug. So I like to talk it all out. Like let's just put it all out there.
Yeah, we have had some crazy.
Seriously.
I know she wanted to throw stuff at me all the time.
My friend told me like things that y'all been through, most people would have been walked away. So obviously there's something there. There's the love there has to be deep, despite of because a lot of people would have gave up. You know, we have been through a lot, and I'm not afraid to say that. But I'm just glad that we're able to work through it, and here we are today. You know, so.
Yeah.
But you know what I learned is nothing anybody can just come tell Kim about me, and Kim is going to let it fly. She's going to let me know. Vice versa. Somebody said like I ask questions. You know, I think that's a good thing. Yeah. But I think what messes up a lot of couples is that they withhold things from each other with certain things, and I was accountable for that. I don't want to make her mad or somebody says something, but it's because I just don't want to see nobody getting upset. It's not that I want to tell a lie or a fib. I just want her to know, like, man, I ain't about to tell him that. I don't know how she's going to take. I ain't even going to tell her that. But as lately more so, I just tell her straight up how I feel. Like, listen, man, if you feel like this, we could just go our way, or whatever you feel it is, or whatever you think this is, or this and that. And that's how I started becoming. Mm-hmm. But we'll talk. And try to explain to you. We'll get in a laughing mode and we'll use those same little arguments that we have, those outbursts, and then we'll laugh about it because I'm like, man, I'll see you later, man. I love you, man. I'll talk to you later.
No,
man.
He basically will try to troll you. He'll say stuff on purpose because he honestly like to get a rise, which I feel like is so toxic.
I don't.
He like to say things to get a rise, and then he be like, "Oh, I was playing." Well, don't play with me like that because that's not funny, and I don't play that. That's why he said I'm around. He don't. He plays too much. Man, he be trolling.
A woman can really get you going, man. Man, I'm learning life. A woman can really get you going.
Yeah, and these are the things you think about.
Yeah, and I see what you said earlier. Mom and dad had fought and stuff. I came from that background, but my mom and dad, I had to look at their life, and I said, well, that wasn't me, and I was allowed to see other things better than that. Like he let us come to the States and live with my auntie and stuff like that. But what I have learned is that my mom and dad also was kids having kids.
Right.
You understand? Right. So it's like that's in the Caribbean. You want to be grown and have babies. The mother and the dad gonna let you go out there and learn how to be grown. Yep. You want to have babies at 14 and 16 years old? Okay, you about to go out there and learn how it is. Not saying they're not gonna have your back, but you're gonna learn. They're gonna teach you something.
Yeah.
But you're gonna know, like, I ain't about to do this no more. I'm gonna handle my own, but I ain't about to do this no more.
Exactly.
That's how it was in my dad and my mama times. Yeah. But
now, finances. Who's better with money?
I'll let her answer that.
I feel like we both are, but he's very good at. He know how to keep money, like as far as bargain shop and things like that. He's. I
know how to budget money too.
Yeah, I'm good with money as well, but he's more so. Oh no, we're gonna have to hold this. We're gonna have to keep this, but that's
just in case this happens.
That's him,
right? So we always tell people that a checklist. Mm-hmm. I think it's trivial, but it's a very good tool to know when you're going into it who does what better.
Oh yeah, well, he always wants me to go ahead. He'll give me the money. Hey, pay this, pay that. He know I'll do that part of stuff. Like, but I don't know. I feel like we both are good at managing money, but he's the person that's like, if we're going to go out of town, we're going to do something. He likes to make sure every single thing is taken care of. We can be out of town. Was this bill paid? Oh, let's pay that real quick before we just. He don't like to come back and have to worry about that.
Checks and balance. Okay.
So that checklist.
Joint account or single account?
We both have Langley.
We have a joint and we have separate. Yeah.
Okay. So what's the separate account for?
Just my own stuff, like my own bills that comes out, her own stuff that comes out, so we don't get mixed up in whose bills, like her own phone bill.
Then the joint is like whatever fun is, whatever we know we want to do. We want to go on a trip, like put the money in there so that money is paid for fun and stuff like that. So
y'all hear that, guys? Now the single account is not for you to do what you want to do. It's my money. I make it. You know, it's to take care of stuff that the other one doesn't have to take care of.
Yeah. And a joint is to do the things that we want together.
You like that, don't you?
I love that. I love that because in my house, you like to shop.
I do, but I don't.
Kim likes perfumes. That's her thing. She got a whole perfume set at the house that you can go shopping in there and pick what you need.
I mean,
she got a whole stand.
The crazy part is, even though he likes to budget, he's a bigger shopper than me. Sometimes we go in the store, he go on his side, I go on my side, but he's the one that has everything.
I just know how to pick the sales, man. I just know how to pick the sales.
I get irritated. I do probably most of my shopping, depending on what it is, like online, if it's something I can order online. But if it's something I know I need to go in the store and try on or something like that, I'll do that. But as far as just shopping, it just depends on what it is for me.
I just know how to get the sales.
But I do love smell goods.
My wife hates to shop. She'll order something in a heartbeat.
No, it depends on what it is for me. But yeah.
So
and I like shoes. He knows I like shoes.
So is he real good at picking up stuff for you?
Yeah. Yeah. He's very thoughtful. Like even if it's something as simple as like he know I love like these
right now
I love turtles. Like he will.
But right now, I'm surprised that I got some turtles in the car. I hit it in the car.
Stuff that I like, or if he sees something that he feel will look nice on me, like he just goes and get it. So yeah, he's very thoughtful.
Okay, y'all gonna have to teach me some stuff.
Now this is where he get me.
Y'all gonna have to teach me some stuff because I'm still trying to get it right. You know, yes, you know.
This is where he get me at. He likes to give me his expensive list, like.
I want the stuff for him.
Yeah, for him. When it comes to his stuff, he know like, well, babe will get that. Like, and I will. Like, I don't mind. But like I said, he's
because she know how to get the discounts. Well, it's not as expensive. If you want to be real, she know how to get the discount because she have all these different phone numbers she put in, 50% off, 60% off. Yeah, I let her handle that.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you know what? This has been. I've learned some things from you all.
You have.
You know, and that's the key to growth is that we never get too old that we can't still be teachable and grab something from everybody. And like I said, the most encouraging thing that I've heard is you've all y'all have already started setting the stage for what's going to be a wonderful, godly centered marriage in your village. And it sounds like, you know, you're going to have the right village and support teams, you know, with you. You know what I'm saying? And letting you talk about the outside forces.
Yeah.
How and not everybody is praying for you or praying for your success.
Yeah.
You know, and I've had to learn some discernment. Still trying to learn it because I got this huge heart. And my wife would say, there's three things you don't mess with: my money, my man, or my children. You know, and it's a give and take. It's a give and take. And I'm excited for you. I can't wait for the date. I know Vic's gonna do the ceremony, but I got a brand new purple robe.
Vic told us he already saw the wedding. Like God already showed it to
I gotta call. I'm gonna send Big a text tonight.
Wait till you call him and text.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Big. Yeah, because you know, because they all grew up in the same church. My wife and they.
Oh really? Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I think it's just
so united for gospel.
Yeah, that's where she came in. Olivia Sharp.
Yes,
Apostle Sharp.
Apostle Sharp, we love you so much.
She's another one.
And Apostle Sharp and
She's another
my
one.
mother were best friends.
Oh wow!
And I didn't. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
And what was crazy is, and I told that in the quick time. Yeah. I met the year before I met Maria. We were at Bishop Willis Church, and I was sitting in back of this man with his bald head, this lady, and these kids. Had no idea I was sitting behind her ex-husband.
Oh wow!
And what would become my stepchildren.
Oh wow!
And knowing that we knew the same people.
Oh wow!
That's
crazy.
Even my niece had sang in her first. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys. Oh yeah, and we got our pajamas on tonight. So I can't lift my leg up. I got my pajama pants on.
We're comfortable. I like.
We're comfortable. But listen, we want you all to have a great, merry Christmas. We'll be back next week, and so if you want to see more of these good people, go to Beyond the Vows. .skstv@gmail.com, and we're gonna see you. And keep my wife in prayer. Okay, we're praying for your healing, baby. Yes. And I'm gonna be home in a minute. And
I might want to come back home again.
You got. I'm serious. You got to come back home. We're gonna talk about something. Yeah. You thought tonight was deep.
Oh, yeah, deep. I got some other concerns.
Y'all got to come back. Y'all got to come back.
When you invite me, I'm here.
We got you. Okay, and then we have on different clothes too. Okay. Anyway, so that's good. That's us for here. Don't forget, we thank our sponsor, deafchildhope.org. Go there today, sponsor a child. And we'll see you next week here on Beyond the Vows.
All right, Miss.